From Camp Cuddle to Greasy Grove, the Daily Bugle, and more, there's a lot of locations on the Fortnite Island, and of course with a brand new chapter, this makes sense. However, one of these brand new locations seems to hint at multiple collaborations coming up to the Fortnite Island in the near future. What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's video, I'm going to be your guide, of course, to what I've already talked about, upcoming collaborations. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video by talking about which one of these suspicious locations actually holds all the information. And as you might expect, the one place that holds the most information about upcoming collaborations in Fortnite is the collaboration location being the Daily Bugle. And shortly after the Chapter 3 Season 1 update officially went live for everyone to play, after the Ocean Cinematic ended, someone named Granby over on Twitter, who is actually a video editor for people like Pizzo, managed to take this screenshot over at the Daily Bugle, where they had found two files just sitting on a desk. These two files actually had images from actual comics that you could grab in the real world, and the left one had the original X-Men classic characters on it, while the right one had a Green Goblin image. So based on this, right when this information came out, I instantly took to the game files to try figuring out, oh hey, are there any more hidden in here? What's the HD versions of these looking like? And while they weren't higher quality images, there actually were two more that weren't seen in this image as of yet, and I'll show those on screen right now. The first one is actually Miles Morales, and then the second one is Loki. However, the interesting thing here was that it was like, if the Daily Bugle, a collab location, actually has 4 characters in it for unreleased Fortnite cosmetics, then maybe this means these covers are specifically here to tease and hint at upcoming cosmetics to the Fortnite Island. And shortly after this discovery of all these different characters, people started searching around to see if they could find HD images anywhere, or at least effing assisted, because they managed to find the HD original comic cover of the Loki image that you guys saw earlier, which I'll show on screen right now. That's right, apparently that image that people didn't really know 100% was Loki, but were speculating about, was in fact the TVA version of Loki and had an actual comic cover to it. So once this information came out, I was like, that's interesting, but it made me think, if this one had an original comic cover, I wonder if the other images in the game files actually have a physical comic cover for them, so I started searching around. The first one I looked for was Green Goblin, and let me tell you, that was the easiest search ever. You could basically go to Google Images right now, type in Green Goblin comic covers, and you would find the image on screen right now that is the exact same one as the files seen in the Daily Bugle, so it was just like, this might be a super easy search for me, trying to find all these comic cover images just to, get a free tweet out of it to be like, here's a HD look at the images we saw in game that could lead us to see what the actual designs of these characters, if they do become Fortnite outfits in the near future, look like. However, that went downhill, because now we have 2 of the 4 images being Loki and Green Goblin, and we have 2 unknown ones being the classic X-Men's and Miles Morales. And another one of the things that actually sparked this discussion trying to find all the original comic cover images was Miles Morales, because I'm a guy who actually really enjoys the Miles Morales suit design and that type of stuff, and the character aspect as a whole. He's one of my more favorite Spider-Mans out there, so I wanted to find the actual HD image to figure out if the suit was going to look cool. And throughout my search, I was struggling, to the point where I had appointed someone who you may have seen in the background footage of multiple videos, being Citator, to help me look for these images, and he didn't really help at all. I'm gonna be honest here, he just kind of was like, maybe it could be this, and never actually found the right images at all. But I managed shortly after recruiting him to find the correct image for Miles Morales that you can see on screen right now. And you may notice something very specific here, and that is that it's not even a Miles Morales comic. No, instead it's actually a Black Cat comic. And when I had shared all the comic covers over on Twitter, a lot of people were speculating, I wonder if this means we might get a Black Cat skin in the near future. And now, while that would be very interesting to see, I think the reason why Black Cat wasn't seen in that image over at the Daily Bugle is because these images are specifically cropped to be the characters that they want to tease coming to the Fortnite Island, or are already on the Fortnite Island for a future collaboration. But something else to mention here is the specific suit Miles Morales has in the image. You can see a more HD image from a completely separate game on screen right now, and it is the end suit or outfit for Miles Morales. So it appears if Miles Morales comes to the game, they'll most likely have this variant of their different outfits and stuff, but they might have, you know, a normal suit variant as well. We obviously don't know until they get added to the Fortnite Island as an official cosmetic, but it is something to speculate on, and I want to know in the comments down below for today's question, comment of the day, which Spider-Man suit is your favorite, and which one would you like to see on a specific character come to the Fortnite Island? But what Miles Morales talked about, there was still one more image to be found, and that was that X-Men image that was on the file we had found in the game. Now, something very interesting about this one was that it actually was a lot harder to find, because I'm going through databases, I'm breaking down each character in the very small image in Fortnite's Island to try finding the original image, and I couldn't find anything. I could find the characters, and I was going to Google Images being like X-Men comic covers and then listing out each of the characters in the actual Google search. Nothing was helping me until miraculously I managed to find the original image, which is actually like a double-sided comic cover in a way, which you can see on screen right now. Now, something I want to mention here is while it does show a lot of characters that we didn't see on that little, you know, teaser in the game files, on the game island, whatever you want to call it, I don't believe that all the ones on the left side or the ones on the very top right are going to come to the game. I think the reason Epic Games specifically had cropped out to the bottom right area is just to be like, these specific characters that you can see here are going to begin the Fortnite Island in the near future. And now these specific characters were Wolverine, Cyclops, Cable, Jubilee, and the legs of Angel. And I'm going to be honest here, I think that just because it was just the legs of Angel, they don't plan to bring Angel to the Fortnite Island anytime soon, but maybe they do. Maybe the legs are like, hey, here's your very small teaser for this bit of information. But this is very interesting to see that either way, there are original comic covers to each of the actual Fortnite like teaser images found at the Daily Bugle, meaning that most likely Epic Games either got permission to use these or paid for permission to use these on the actual Fortnite Island. So with that said, yeah, it appears that if these are officially teasers for upcoming cosmetics, then we now have the actual HD images of each one of them, and now we can theorize a little bit more over, will other things from the specific comic issue come to the game? Will other characters? What else is going on here? Because as we remember from the actual Fortnite blog post when the new season released, that more friends and foes of Spider-Man are coming to the Fortnite Island sometime during this season. But with all that said, if you enjoyed today's video, consider subscribing to support the content I create, and I'll catch you champs and champettes next time with another video. Peace out.